Shifting focus now to Brazil, a country with over 180,000 reported COVID-19 deaths, strained health infrastructure, worsening economic crisis, and a president who continues to make bizarre claims and statements. The South American country is facing a dire situation like many parts of the world, but the leader, Jair Bolsonaro, continues to live in a whole another reality. Let's tell you how. When Brazil became the second most infected country in the world and Brazilians demanded a lockdown to contain the spread of the virus, President Bolsonaro joined the anti-lockdown protests organized by his government. Let me repeat that. He protested against the lockdown measures. He attended these rallies, took off his mask, posed for selfies, hugged young children. Jair Bolsonaro called it a messy cold, a little flu. He contracted the infection himself in the month of July. The 65-year-old president, to this day, continues to spread doubts about the side effects of the vaccines.
Para essa vacina. A pandemia, realmente, ela está chegando ao fim. Os números têm mostrado isso aí. Estamos com a pequena ascensão agora.
The pandemic really is coming to an end. The numbers show that. We have a small rise now, what they call a small resurgence, which can happen. But the rush for the vaccine is not justified because you mess with people's lives. If you take the medicine, it is written in the leaflet that the manufacturer is not responsible for any side effects.
Não se responsabiliza por qualquer efeito colateral.
Jair Bolsonaro's reasons and doubts are more bizarre than you think. Listen in now to his detailed description of what these side effects can look like.
We are not responsible for any side effects. If you become an alligator, it's your problem. I'm not going to talk about another animal because it would not be wise. If you become a superman, if some woman starts to grow a beard, or if some men start to talk like women, it is not going to be my fault. Or worse, they are playing with our immune system. How can you force someone to take a vaccine that hasn't even completed the third phase?
Let me remind you, Bolsonaro is making these statements while countries are racing against time to inoculate their citizens. World leaders, in fact, are stepping up to boost the confidence of the citizens to take these shots. Many of them are taking the shot themselves on live television. While Bolsonaro did back the mass inoculation program, he also vowed to make all vaccine shots free and accessible to the general public, but not compulsory.
If you do not want to be treated, you have the right to not to be treated. I decide, for example, not to do chemotherapy and I decide to die. It's my problem. And we in the federal government have already informed that once the vaccines are approved by Anvisa, vaccine will be offered to everyone. But those who do not want to take them do not have to.
Meanwhile, in a major blow to the president, the country's top court has now made the mass inoculation mandatory for all Brazilians. The Brazilian Supreme Court underscored that the decision will be up to the governors and the mayors to decide how to inoculate the people. But President Bolsonaro insists he will not take the vaccine.
I will not take it. Some people say I'm setting a bad example. Who says I'm an idiot? I have already had the virus. I have the antibodies. Why take the vaccine again?
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.